The tennis world is holding its breath, and one name has suddenly been thrown into the center of a storm that nobody saw coming. Eala's dream of conquering the US Open may have just collided with the most terrifying obstacle imaginable. Fans thought the road ahead would be challenging. They had no idea it could become a gauntlet featuring some of the biggest names in women's tennis. Aryna Sabalenka, Coco Gauff,
Swiatek.
3 champions, 3 completely different styles, 3 nightmares for anyone hoping to survive deep into New York. Across social media, fans are already debating every possible draw scenario. Every prediction sparks another argument. Every simulated bracket seems to produce an even more shocking possibility than the last. Could Eala's breakout moment arrive against one of the sport's biggest superstars? Or could her Cinderella story be stopped before it truly begins? Nobody seems to agree, and that's exactly why the tension keeps growing. The excitement isn't just about rankings anymore. It's about belief. It's about pressure. It's about whether one of the brightest young stars in tennis is ready for the brightest and harshest spotlight the sport has to offer. One incredible performance could change everything overnight. One difficult matchup could rewrite the entire conversation before it even has a chance to begin. The closer the tournament gets, the louder the speculation becomes. Analysts are breaking down every possible path. Fans are circling dream matchups. Every practice session, every interview, and every update is being examined for clues. The pressure is building by the hour, and the feeling is impossible to ignore. Because if fate places Eala on the same side of the draw as Sabalenka, Gauff, or Swiatek, the US Open could transform from the opportunity of a lifetime into the ultimate test of her career. The anticipation surrounding the US Open has reached a level that feels almost impossible to ignore. Every new update, every practice clip, and every projected draw has fueled another wave of debate about what could happen if Eala finds herself standing across the net from one of the sport's biggest superstars. Nothing has been decided yet, but that uncertainty has become the story itself. One projected path immediately grabbed everyone's attention. Imagine walking into Arthur Ashe Stadium knowing that somewhere ahead could be Aryna Sabalenka, the reigning powerhouse whose relentless power has overwhelmed some of the greatest players in the game. Every opponent knows that against Sabalenka, there is almost no room for hesitation. A single loose service game can suddenly become a mountain that's impossible to climb. Then another possibility emerged. What if the draw points toward Coco Gauff? Few players thrive under the lights of New York quite like Gauff. The energy of the home crowd, the confidence that comes with major victories, and the incredible athleticism she brings to every rally make her one of the most dangerous opponents anyone could face at the US Open. Fans immediately began imagining what such a match would look like. Could Eala's fearless shot-making disrupt Gauff's rhythm? Or would the atmosphere itself become one of the toughest opponents Eala has ever faced? Before anyone could settle that debate, another name entered the conversation.
Swiatek.
For years, Swiatek has built a reputation as one of the most complete players in women's tennis. Her movement, tactical awareness, and ability to turn defense into offense have frustrated even the sport's elite. Facing a player like Swiatek isn't just a physical challenge. It's a mental examination from the very first point until the final handshake. Suddenly, fans weren't asking whether Eala could make a deep run. They were asking which giant she might have to overcome first. Sports commentators began comparing styles. Some argued that Eala's left-handed patterns and aggressive baseline game could create uncomfortable moments for even the highest-ranked players. Others cautioned that Grand Slam experience often becomes the deciding factor when the pressure reaches its peak. Every opinion sparked another discussion, and every discussion made the anticipation even greater. One thing everyone seemed to agree on was this: regardless of the draw, no opponent would underestimate Eala. Breakthrough performances on the tour have changed perceptions, and rising stars often arrive at Grand Slams carrying momentum that statistics alone can't measure. The excitement spread rapidly online. Fans created prediction brackets, debated dream matchups, and shared highlight reels showcasing Eala's biggest victories. Others responded with compilations of Sabalenka's crushing winners, Gauff's spectacular defense, and Swiatek's tactical brilliance. The conversation wasn't about certainty, it was about possibility. Former players weighed in as well. Many pointed out that Grand Slams have a long history of producing unforgettable surprises. Rankings matter, but they don't guarantee results. Every tournament writes its own story, and every champion has faced moments where expectations were completely overturned. That reality is exactly what makes the US Open so captivating. History is filled with matches that looked predictable before the first serve but unfolded in ways nobody expected. Unknown players have stunned legends. Heavy favorites have watched commanding leads disappear. Rising stars have announced themselves to the world on the biggest stage imaginable. Could this become another one of those moments? Supporters believe Eala possesses the fearless mindset needed to embrace the occasion rather than fear it. Instead of viewing a potential meeting with Sabalenka, Gauff, or Swiatek as a nightmare, they see it as an opportunity to measure herself against the very best. That's the mentality many successful champions have shared throughout tennis history. Of course, belief alone doesn't win Grand Slam matches. Execution does. Every serve must land with precision. Every return has to carry purpose. Every point demands complete concentration because against elite opponents, momentum can shift in an instant. One spectacular rally can electrify an arena. One missed opportunity can completely change the direction of a match. As the tournament draws closer, the speculation continues to grow. Analysts are examining rankings. Fans are refreshing projections. Every announcement feels significant because one update could reshape the entire landscape of the event. And if the draw ultimately places Eala on a collision course with one of the biggest names in tennis, millions around the world will be watching to see whether this rising star can turn one of the toughest challenges of her career into the performance everyone remembers. The conversation has reached a point where every possible scenario seems larger than life. Until the official draw is revealed, no one truly knows which path Eala will have to navigate. Yet that uncertainty has become the biggest source of excitement. Every projection creates a new storyline. Every simulated bracket sparks another heated debate. And every tennis fan has a different opinion about which matchup would be the ultimate test. Some analysts argue that facing Aryna Sabalenka early would be the most intimidating challenge imaginable. Her explosive serve, relentless aggression, and ability to dictate points from the very first strike have earned her a reputation as one of the most dangerous competitors on the tour. Against a player with that kind of firepower, even a slight dip in concentration can change the course of an entire match. Others believe Coco Gauff represents a completely different kind of challenge. Her speed around the court, defensive instincts, and ability to thrive in front of a roaring New York crowd make her especially formidable at the US Open. If that matchup were to happen, the atmosphere alone could become unforgettable. Every rally would likely be met with thunderous reactions, turning each point into a battle not just against an opponent, but against the emotion of the moment itself. Then there's Iga Swiatek, whose consistency and tactical precision have made her one of the most respected players in modern tennis. She has built a reputation for staying composed in the biggest moments, solving problems point by point, and refusing to let pressure dictate her decisions. Any player hoping to defeat her must sustain an extraordinary level of tennis from start to finish. For Eala, those possibilities aren't just obstacles, they're opportunities. Throughout tennis history, breakthrough moments have often come against the sport's biggest names. Every established champion has, at some point, faced a fearless newcomer determined to prove that rankings alone don't decide who wins on the day. That's why so many fans are fascinated by this year's tournament. The discussion isn't simply about who the favorites are. It's about whether a rising player can seize the spotlight and create one of the defining moments of the event. Recent performances have shown that Eala possesses the confidence to compete aggressively, even against higher-ranked opponents. Her left-handed game, willingness to attack, and ability to produce creative angles have attracted attention across the tennis world. Those qualities don't guarantee victory, but they ensure that any potential matchup would be compelling to watch. The excitement surrounding the draw also highlights how unpredictable Grand Slam tennis can be. A favorable section of the bracket can open unexpected opportunities, while a difficult path can produce unforgettable contests that redefine careers. Before a single ball is struck, fans are already imagining the possibilities. And that's part of what makes the US Open so captivating. No matter where Eala lands in the draw, one thing is clear. Every match will be examined closely. Every point will fuel discussion. Every result will reshape expectations. And every step deeper into the tournament will raise the stakes. If she encounters one of the tournament's biggest stars, it won't simply be another match. It will be a chance to measure herself against the highest level of competition, to test her game under the brightest lights, and to show how far she has come. And if she finds a way to overcome one of those elite opponents, the conversation will change instantly. The focus will no longer be on whether she belongs on the biggest stage. Instead, the question will become just how far she can go before the tournament reaches its dramatic conclusion. The official draw will ultimately determine the path, but until then, the speculation continues, and that's exactly why anticipation for this year's US Open keeps growing stronger with every passing day. As the countdown to the US Open reaches its final moments, one thing is certain. The conversation is only getting louder. Every prediction, every analysis, and every projected matchup reminds fans that this tournament could produce some of the most unforgettable tennis of the season. Whether Eala's path turns out to be favorable or brutally difficult, the opportunity to compete on one of the sport's biggest stages is a story worth following from the very first serve to the final point. If you've been following Eala's journey, now is the perfect time to join the conversation. Do you think she can overcome a potential clash with Sabalenka, Coco Gauff, or Iga Swiatek? Which matchup would you most want to see, and which one do you think would be the toughest challenge? Share your predictions in the comments. We want to hear your take before the draw becomes official. If you enjoy in-depth tennis stories, major tournament previews, player analysis, and coverage of the biggest moments from the WTA Tour and Grand Slams, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Every week, we bring you the latest developments, the biggest storylines, and the matches everyone will be talking about. The US Open has a history of creating unforgettable moments, and this year promises to be no different. One draw announcement could reshape the tournament. One breakthrough performance could introduce a new contender. One incredible match could become the highlight of the entire event. Stay tuned, because once the action begins, every point will matter, and we'll be here to cover every twist, every upset, and every unforgettable moment along the way. Don't miss what's coming next.